I went to the crime scene where the kid that got hit Halloween night, they caught him going in the house. They shot him 5 times. And I came down that morning, I got the phone call, I flew down there and I went to the crime scene, and like I'm watching the state police investigators cutting the chunks out of the house for the shells and stuff like that. 2 years prior to that, I had worked with him. He was like a shot caller, and this kid was trying to get out. He was working, he went to school, you know, he was taking care like his family. I'm not saying that he didn't do anything wrong, because sometimes you don't know, you don't see what's between the lines. And but it's hard when you go to a crime scene, when you're trying to help somebody, right? When you're trying to help a kid, like, change his life, man. One of the beauties of being youth, right, is that you got choices, man. I had choices. I came from good parents. My parents work hard. You know, my father owned, I'm born and raised in New York. My father owned property, like he owned buildings and stuff like that, restaurants. And like, my family was okay. But it wasn't, it just wasn't for me. And I'm one of 5. My oldest brother's a New York City cop. Then comes me, wannabe gangster. Then you got my sister, who owns a business. My baby brother, who graduated high school, graduated 4 years of law school, became a cop, got tired, right? Left the police department, is a sergeant in the Marine Corps, right? And then you got my younger sister. And the streets was attractive, man. Peer pressure is something else. How many of y'all deal with peer pressure? Come on now. Everybody deals with everybody. You know he's watching, right? Everybody deals with peer pressure. Everybody. Whether it's stealing a piece of candy, right? Whether it's, you know that if you take that, you're going to get in trouble, but I'm going to take it anyway, right? So they asked me, how can I keep myself from joining the gang, right? You got choices. And what they tell me next is, you don't know what I go through. They're going to jump me, and if I don't join. Somebody here said, once you're in, you're in. One of the hardest things is for me to get a kid out of a gang, because unfortunately for them, the beatdown is coming. Some make it back. Some get limbs broken to the point where they can't use no more. Some are willing to do that to change. But why should you go through that, right? Why? Because y'all can make a difference. Y'all can make a difference. I mean, how many of y'all, how many we have in here? About 30, 40? I know we had 30 chairs, so we got to have about 50, right? So can you imagine, there's 50, let's say there's 50 of y'all in here. So y'all 50 talk to 2 kids each about not joining, and they come on board. How much would that make?
150.
How many?
150.
Good, because my math is bad. 150 kids. So if you grab those 150 kids, right, and each kid talks to 2 more kids, before you know it, you outnumber whatever gangs we have in the city. Question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to make a difference? Do you just want to exist, go to school, do your thing? You know, when you can't graduate, you're out of Lynn. Because everybody talks about how they want to get out of Lynn. I'm not even from here, and I love this city. They in the street, I don't walk. Y'all got some choices, man. And like, you know, I love the work that Rich does, man. Like, it's unbelievable, man, because we share some stuff in common, man. You know, when I first met him, I heard some things that like, kind of like had me focus on him. That somewhere along the line, I'm not the only one in this game. You know, the threads are hot, and you know what I'm saying. You can do all that swagger, looking cool and looking good, and got the jewelry thing going. Why y'all laughing, yo? Why y'all laughing, yo? Don't y'all watch videos? Don't you know that 50 Cent 50 Cent's like the hottest thing out. Lil Wayne, little fake Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne trying to be blood and he ain't even blood. He ain't even close. He ain't even close. 50 Cent fake. All them videos that they make, it looks nice. The cars, the jewelry, right? That's all great. That's all great. But if you listen to the words, man, right? Shoot them up. Kill this, sell that. Degrading the ladies, right? I don't think that's cool that they talk about the ladies, right? How they put the ladies down. I mean, the music is, I listen to some of my kids, like they listen to it, and I'm not even gonna sit here and lie, I listen to some of it, but you got like read between the lines, man. You gotta read between the lines. You know, it took me a long time, right, to get to the point where I am today. One of the true blessings that I received was the fact, right, and I was homeless, y'all, and I tell you that it wasn't always just about gangs. I shot heroin, I smoked crack, I drank, I smoked, and I don't smoke that whole blunt. That's half smoking. I smoked. I smoked. I smoked myself so bad, man, at times it was like I didn't even know if it was Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, or whatever, right? And I went from making all that money, right, from bringing people to the dealers to having my own spot, to having 4 spots in one building in New York, right, to having nothing, to being homeless in Dorchester, right, living in a burned down bathroom next to a cemetery on Upham's Corner, Columbia Road, man. Right? Waking up in the morning, or, excuse me, coming to, right? Rolling over, hungry, picking out of a garbage can, and telling myself, God, you know, there's got to be something better for me, man. There's got to be something better for me. I got all these kids, right? I got kids in 3 states, man. Listen, they're all over the place. They're all over the place. I got all these kids, ain't doing nothing for I couldn't even do anything for myself. One of the things that I learned was how can you love somebody when you can't love yourself, right? God picked me up off of that, man. Brought me to a place where I was able to get my life together. And one of my very first jobs, like I was real proud, I was making $7.25 pushing shopping carts at Walmart. A lot of people laugh at the dudes that push the shopping carts, right? Within 6 months, right, I was managing for 3.5 years and got my life. But see, that wasn't what I wanted to do, man. I watched the kids walk around, especially nowadays. I'm still trying to figure out how is it that a kid can wear his pants halfway down here, right? And they're gonna do something and then try to run, right? Try to run. Like, I'm serious, man, come on now. I tell my son, I got a son, right? He's a spit image of me. My son is 20, he's gonna be 21. Now you see me, you see him. Face, features, everything. Some of his ink, everything. Because I'm covered from the waist up. And you can see it, the pictures are in there. That was a spread they did in the newspaper. Those are my gang tattoos. And it's like, and he comes to the house, man, and things are like down. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Do you need a belt or something? Like, you know, and then the belt's about this long, and it comes down here. He goes, he reaches for his pocket, down to in his knee. And I'm saying to myself, okay, now watch some of these gang members wearing the same thing, and some of them pack heat. They pack heat, they pack guns, they do. I'm like, dude, you know, you gotta run, you're gonna shoot yourself. You're gonna, literally. Or you're gonna drop the gun and then literally the gun is gonna go off and hit you. We laugh, right? Because it sounds funny. In reality, guys, we don't even know. You have no idea. Read the papers, watch the news, man, right? Keep yourself educated, man. Be aware of your surroundings. Be careful who you hang with.